Speedbird 217 arrives at Washington Dulles International Airport from London on a very cold and snowy afternoon in the U.S. Capitol. More on August 5. I was setting up to grab a few shots of the sunset at Moraine Lake in Alberta and ended up capturing an incredible helicopter rescue. The rotorcraft appeared on the horizon, and as it came closer, it became apparent that two people were hanging beneath it from a long cable. Flying in and banking right over the lake, the helicopter lowered the two people down. Two French Air Force 4th SQDN Dassault Rafales, a C and a B, maneuver at the Sanicole Air Show 2017 in Belgium. More in the F-18G Growler of NAS China Lake's VX-9 Vampire's banks hard to exit the famous Star Wars Canyon in Panama Springs, California. More the Australia-based Historical Aircraft Restoration Society's Lockheed C-121C Super Constellation's engines are at takeoff power at the Avalon Air Show in March. More in All Nippon Airways Boeing 777-300 waits on the runway as the city lights shine in the background at Osaka International Airport, also known as Itami. More in Ibex Airlines Bombardier CRJ-700 ascends in front of the moon near Tokyo Narita Airport. More the launch of Ariane 5 VA-233 with 4 Galileo satellites is captured from a helicopter after it clears the launch tower. More an Ericsson S-64F air crane takes off from Fort St. John, British Columbia, en route to Alberta. More an Ericsson S-64F air crane sets a bridge for the Bruce Jack Power Line project in northern British Columbia. More the Royal New Zealand Air Force Black Falcons team performs a spaghetti break in their new T-6C Texan LL aircraft at the 2017 Classic Fighters Air Show at Amaka Airfield, Marlborough, New Zealand. More in Air Greenland DHCA 8200 at Inuit Airport. More a major storm suddenly developed and eventually passed. This was the calm that followed. More United Launch Alliance's Delta IV Medium 5-4 rocket lifts the wideband Global SATCOM-9 payload to orbit on March 18, 2017. This mission was featured by the U.S. Air Force as part of its year-long birthday celebration honoring 70 years of breaking barriers. More with a hurricane bearing down on Florida, the Space Coast was still able to see the International Space Station and astronauts Paolo Nespoli, Sergei Ryazansky and Commander Randy Bresnik meet the full corn moon of September 6, 2017, seen here from Titusville, Florida, just across the river from NASA's Kennedy Space Center. The transit occurred at 3:39 a.m. and lasted 1.06 sec. More in Airbus A330 takes off from runway 24 left at Montreal Trudeau Airport at just after 11:30 p.m. More the only airworthy Aero 45 in North America, and one of maybe a dozen left in the world, takes flight over Washington State's Puget Sound after Vintage Aircraft Weekend on September 3, 2017. More Major Christopher Wee of the 416th Flight Test SQDN at Edwards, AFB, California, pulls his F-15SA into a tight turn over the famous Star Wars Canyon in Panama Springs, California. More a Delta Airlines domestic flight passing by the moon at sunset. More a U.S. Coast Guard rescue swimmer returns to MH-65D-6509 at the U.S. Naval Academy, Annapolis, Maryland, on April 1, 2017. More a Lufthansa aircraft at Frankfurt Main International Airport, Germany. More the total solar eclipse of August 21, 2017, seen from Shaw AFB in Sumter, South Carolina. In the foreground are two F-16 Fighting Falcons from the F-16 Viper demo team, parked at the end of the runway for us to use as subjects. More Airbus Beluga FGSTA arriving at Airport Albert Picardy in Moult, France. More launch of Ariane 5 VA-233, carrying 4 Galileo satellites, is captured with a remote camera on November 17, 2016. More we're extending the entry period for Aviation Week's 2017 photo contest by a week to October 23 at midnight U.S. East Coast time. Get a sneak peek at some of the entries we've received so far. A snowy arrival at Dulles International Airport, fast-moving Rafales and a breathtaking rescue are among the featured photos. If you have taken great aviation and aerospace photos in the past year, enter today.